Sue, are you going to be all right to be moved up or?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, you should ask my tablet. Yes, I am. Could be
Well,
all right.
I can't ask your tablet, so I'm asking you.
Oh, I can see you, and I've
Okay.
got the agenda.
No, not me.
Okay.
And now-
So I'm going to move up Steve. And all right. Let's do the identification first. If we could go, Julie,
Yes.
could you put us back to the group
Yes, let me-
view for a minute?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So the first item is identification of zoning board members, zoning board of appeals present. Nanette Falkenberg, chair.
Bill Davies, member. Sorry. Bill Davies, member.
Karen Copta, member.
Yeah.
Jim Kelly, alternate member.
Steve Meyer, alternate member.
Sue.
Sue Scott, alternate.
Okay, so absent are Margaret Miner and Nancy Schoenholtz. So I will move up Sue Scott and Steve Meyer to be seated members for the purpose of this meeting. Also present as guests are Alan Barish and
Aaron Platnick.
Renee Wiener. Oh, thank you. We see Alan's name on the screen. That's how I knew. And Renee Wiener.
Wellner.
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 Sorry. Pardon me.
And listening in, a neighbor from across the back street on Judge Bridge, Aaron Palatnik.
Okay, we will get to you in one moment, Aaron. Patrick Roy is Peter Talbot and Aaron Palatnik,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
who is a butter. Okay, so Julie, would you read the notice of the hearing?
Okay. The Zoning Board of Appeals legal notice, which was published in the Voices on Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022, and Wednesday, February 9th, 2022. It was also published on the town website on Friday, January 28th. The Roxbury Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Thursday, February 17th, 2022 at 7 p.m. on Zoom to consider the application of Alan Barish and Renee Wellner, Assessors Map 10, Lot 007, located at 143 North Street. Case file 2021-0087, variance to build a 906 square foot addition laterally behind the front setback of a non-conforming dwelling. Reference zoning regulation variance from 3.10.6. At this hearing, interested persons may be present and oral and written communications will be accepted. Documents related to these applications can be viewed on the Town of Roxbury's website. Gives the website's address, the Zoom information, signed by Nanette Falkenberg.
Thank you, Julie. Okay,
You're
if you could put the agenda back up, that would be great. Okay, so Julie, can you confirm the certified mailings?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Judith Kelly wishes the minutes to note that she does not think she's in a butter.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so Peter, are you presenting?
Yes, I am. And
Okay.
I do have some drawings to share, which may be helpful for
Okay.
everybody.
So Julie, why don't you put the application, Peter, do you want to start with the drawings?
I think that might be the easiest to just run through. And hopefully we can all figure out how to share these things.
Are these the drawings that were in the application?
There, in the application, it's just, I've highlighted some things and I
Right.
thought that, but yes, there's only one additional one, which is an existing site plan, which is shown, it's part of the proposed site plan, but I just thought I'd include it.
Okay, so now who's sharing, Peter or Julie?
I have put up, are you seeing a picture of a house
I can see it. Peter is sharing right now.
Yeah, okay, great. Go
So
ahead, Peter.
Thank you very much for taking the time for us to present. I'm going to run through the project quickly first, and then I've got a couple of things I want to talk about it. It was built in 1930s. This is the street facade, and this is a location map of where it is. Main Street coming out at 109 or 199, and it's a parcel that actually spans between Main Street there, or North Street, and the
Judgebridge Road.
Judgebridge Road, I'm sorry. The existing site plan, which you do not have in this, in your file, just shows the entire site with Judgebridge, North Street, the existing house, the existing garage, swimming pool, little pond, and you can see here the encroachment of the existing building by 3'9" at its deepest spot. Here's the proposed site plan where we are. You can see in red what it is we're proposing. When Alan and Renee and I started working on this, we had looked at a couple of different options, one of which was actually encroaching within the front yard. And we all agreed that it would be really the best if we could try and avoid coming before your commission or requesting a variance of any kind. And so I pushed these additions back so that this side, this small little 12-foot addition is 50 foot 1 inch off the front yard. This one, the 17-foot wide addition, lateral addition, is 3'4". In the prior to 1958, a lot of these properties didn't even have property lines in here. The property line went from the center of the road. So we're about 85 feet from the center of the road. And but if you go off of the property line to the front of the existing building, it's 46 foot 3 inches. I guess I'll stay on this for a minute. The hardship in this case really is the fact that, I mean, that the existing house is non-conforming, pre-existing non-conforming. The septic, it sits right in the back. There's a pergola in the back. Reserve area, the wetlands line you can see wraps right up through here and along this edge. We're trying to do what we felt was appropriate as possible while still keeping open the decks and the views to the west. This is, I guess I should have been, this is a bigger plan, which you also have there, which is showing sort of functionally what's going on. And then here are the floor plans showing the basically, what are we, 56? I had a typo on the application. On the first page, it said 73% increase. But it's actually a 56% increase to the footprint of the existing building. So it's interesting because, and I'd like a little clarification from the commission, because we really did work hard on doing this, where we didn't think that we were going to be requiring a variance. And so we applied to zoning and were denied approval in December of last year by virtue of the fact that though the additions that we are proposing are compliant with the current zoning regulations, by virtue of being attached to a non-conforming building, for some reason, I was told we needed to come before your commission. So I would like to just be sure that I understand we were asked to apply under section 3.10.4, which my understanding was that it gave the land use office and the CEO the latitude to be able to approve up to 25% of an increase within to a pre-existing non-conforming building while still in the non-conforming setback. And this is within the conforming, this conforms. So, and I know that, your commission doesn't like to consider a building as a hardship. So I think I want to be sure that we really need to be here, or whether this can be pushed back to zoning and approved by them.
So the current zoning enforcement officer's position is, because of the way the language is written, and I don't have it in front of me, but it basically says a non-conforming building can't, let me pull it up. But it basically says a non-conforming building can't be expanded. And it doesn't say a non-conforming building can't be expanded within the setback. It just says it can't be expanded. So without trying to reduce the level of nonconformity. So John's position is that in that case, he is not authorized to grant to sign off. Whether you could have gone to zoning directly, and asked John to take it to zoning, I don't know the answer to that. John's position on properties like this is it requires a variance. So that's why on that one, he told you that you needed to come here. That's always been his position. And so they come to us. So on the second one, there is a 25% expansion. It must be to the rear. That's the only, and so since this is lateral, he can't approve a 25% exception because it doesn't go to the rear, it goes to the side. So that is, I think, did you have a third question? You might ask.
No, my question, it sounds like this is required to come before your commission, even though it's compliant. That was my question really, is this something where, though you're building something that's in compliance with the regulations, that this needs to be put on the deed restriction and all of the stuff that goes with the variance? We're happy to do that. Obviously we need your approval, I guess, if that's the case, to be able to do it. It was more a clarification on my part. It doesn't, if we picked the building up and moved it back 3'9", then everything could, we wouldn't be here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But those are that's the, I don't know that anybody has ever really raised this issue with the zoning commission per se. I do know that that's always John's position, is if you do if you read the language precisely, he's interpreting it correctly. If you do a precise reading of the language.
Okay, so I understand that, and that's that he couldn't personally approve this because of the way that language is written, but when in terms of reading the language, and it's almost as if it's, anyway, I will, I need to defer to how this is, and it's unclear to me. I get his position, and I understand the legal aspects of him as a CEO. I'm just still trying to understand if zoning, I wasn't given the opportunity to go to zoning to talk about this. And
right.
So we've spent quite a bit. I was totally taken off guard when I was told, and I have read these regulations, but anyway.
Well, the other thing
Any
that's
other
going
questions?
on is we're also in the middle of, there's just been a lot of revisions to the regulations. So, and they revised the 25% exception a little bit, but it still has to be to the rear. So, do you want to continue with your presentation, or do you want to take questions?
I have pretty much presented what, and you've, I guess you've answered the question, so I have no idea of how, I think I need to ask you if you have any questions.
Okay.
I mean, the property line, I think I think this is relatively clear, no?
So let me open it up to the board for questions.
Well,
So- Go ahead, Bill.
I think at this point, you should probably look at the structure as non-conforming only because of the setback. So that's why you're here. All these structures, if there are for anything other than a rear 25% increase, is going to come before us. So I think your task now is to prove the reason why you can't add 25%, why you're trying to expand it more than the 25%, and just try to present your case as to the viability of the addition. And also you have to present your hardship as to why you can't add further to the rear. How did the plan come together? I think you should spend a little bit of time on that.
I certainly, Peter, good evening, by the way. I certainly am curious as to what is actually being done with this additional space. What is it?
Okay, good. Is there anyone else that wants to?
I think there may be other questions, but I think that's probably a good place to start, and then we'll go back and ask the members if they have additional questions.
Okay. Well, thank you for the clarification on that. And the hardship that we have here, and part of what I was in my observations before, was that the hardship is the fact that the house is the hardship, the fact that it's within the front yard setback by 3'9", and that everything we had designed something that would have made the facade of this house symmetrical around this front gable, and it encroached into the front yard, and went over that with Alan and Renee in some detail saying there's just no way the town of Roxbury will approve that. And so we worked on putting the facade, moving these additions back, and we have a existing garage that's there. We have to the north, we have a septic system that's in the back up to this, and there is there's a pergola, swimming pool, sort of landscaping, the views and light. There's decks out here, which, you know, we could add on to the back of it, but it makes the house pretty dark and unusable functionally inside. But those are really the hardships, or the fact that the house is 3 feet sitting in front of this, and that there is all this infrastructure in the rear, which makes it difficult to add to it, or to put the addition in the rear. The additions are, as we all are getting older, and wanted to have a bedroom on the first floor with an office, and they wanted to expand their kitchen. I didn't include here the existing floor plans, but I did include floor plans here, which are in your package as well, that show the first floor, where currently it's just a very long, narrow space, and we're increasing the kitchen and making it a much larger space, and tying into a master bathroom, so master suite. And then on the second floor, and we're not increasing any volume to the front, you know, within the non-conforming parts of it, but the conforming part, we are raising an attic space a little bit to accommodate the roof lines back here, and nothing else on the second floor. You can
Does
see.
that increase the height of the building?
And so, in terms of the street facade, this is the existing. The yellow is the existing building. The yellow here is the existing building behind the small kitchen addition that we're proposing. And here is the gable that gets extended up a little bit, basically sort of trying to make some symmetry out of this. The original plan had been to bring it over so there were 2 windows. It was symmetrical around this gable, but that was in the front yard setback, and we knew that that would not be fly. Here's an indication that here's your front yard setback, and here's an increase on that one little gable to accommodate the roof lines in the back, which would certainly have to occur if you were to just add into the rear yard, which we looked at, you know, after John told me that this was may not be, you know, that we required a variance unless we were to just add to the rear. This is the rear elevation that shows you basically all we're adding is increasing that a little bit. But no, the answer to whoever asked that question is not, the roof line is not getting any taller.
So, Bill and Steve, did that answer your questions?
Answer my question.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You can't really categorize the house being a hardship.
Right.
You have to give us the reason why. The hardship will be why you can't put the addition somewhere else to the rear of the house. I know you're not increasing the nonconformity, which we all like, but you have to kind of present your case as to why you can't put it as the zoning board in the 20, I know 20, you're, how many square feet are we at right now at the current structure?
The existing footprint is 1,603 square feet. And we're adding 909 square feet and so it'll be a 2,509 square foot building.
Okay. I'm not sure if I'm clarifying, but so in order, there has to be a hardship as to why you can't add it to the rear of the house. So you got to sort of discuss a little bit more. I see what you have there. You have your septic system in place. I see there's wetlands back there. So I don't know that you could expand the septic further back. That could be something that, something in that nature. So in the back there, I see you got leaching fields. Are the leaching fields actually in the wetlands or in the setback there?
But right now that the reserve area sits in the setback within the wetlands area. And we're trying to, make it as we don't really have a lot of room to move this more, but even if you're saying that if I'm understanding what I'm being told, we can add only 25% of the footprint. So we can't do the amount, even accommodate what it is they want in terms of a master bedroom and a office and an expanded kitchen. We'd have to reduce the square footage down to 300 square foot addition to the rear is all your commission would approve.
No, we would, if you did that, you wouldn't be in front of us because you would be working within zoning because you're here because you're over the 25% and you're in a structure that's non-conforming because it's within the 50-foot setback. So we're here to look at the plan, but you're at the right place. We just have to try to figure out, I guess what we're trying to figure out is the viability of it. If there's any other alternatives, that's what we're looking at. So
you're saying that if we could build 900 square feet in the back, even though it's attached to a non-conforming he said he couldn't approve any more than 25% addition.
Right. In other words, you could add, it sounds as of right, 25% to the rear, as I understand it.
Yeah.
But that would not be 900 square feet.
But that, if you wouldn't be in front of us, you'd be just dealing with zoning.
Zoning.
So now it's sort of what your position is to try to.
Is anybody but me getting an echo?
I am.
I'm getting a serious echo.
I'm not.
Anybody who's not speaking, could you go on mute? Let's see if that helps.
Hello?
Well, somebody should say something.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want me to?
Excuse me for 1 minute. It's Julie. We've got somebody calling from 860-355-4144 who's unidentified, who the noise seems to be coming from.
I called in. That's my telephone number. Paul Herbert, 152
Okay.
North Street.
Okay, thank you.
Peter, are there any issues of topography out back? Is there any?
Yes, I mean but these are. I mean, So I guess I'm coming back to the fact that I'm being told that we could put a 900 square foot addition in the rear yard while it's but it's attached to the building. And it doesn't have to go before your commission, which certainly if you read the regulations or talk.
Peter,
Yeah.
let me be clear. You could not put a 900 square foot addition. You could put whatever the equivalent of 25% is. You could not put a 900 square foot addition.
Okay, good. Well, I thought somebody just said that we wouldn't be coming before.
You know, if you, what I said was if you were only adding 25% or less to the rear of the house, you wouldn't be before us.
Well, no, well, I understood that, but I had said if we added 900, we would still be have to go before you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. The hardship in this case, and I just don't. Renee and Alan, do you have anything in terms of? I feel like this is a hardship. You guys need to have space on the first floor, and it's a tiny house. I mean, it's not that big a house. We're trying to do something that's appropriate, and within, I'm not quite sure where the zoning regulations came up with the concept of building something that's compliant attached to something that isn't not being able to conform with. We're conforming with the regulations. So I don't know, Alan. I can't see it. Maybe we should go off the sharing of this, and so I can see who's talking when they are, because that's.
Yeah.
Julie, do you want to put us back to the group?
Peter, are you wanting us to speak?
I think at this point, it would be a good idea, because I just muted myself, sorry. I think that the hardship aspect of it, I have misled you in terms of how to go about this addition, which we've worked remarkably hard on. I don't see how anybody can not view the house as a hardship in this case. If we can, anyway, so I think if you have any observations as the homeowner about what you've heard and what kind of hardship you feel there may be here, I would love the help.
Well, I'm not sure if hello, everybody.
Hello.
Thanks for giving us the opportunity to present. I'm not sure of the definition of hardship, but what we're hoping for with your approval would be a first floor bedroom. We are in our 70s and we're trying to be practical about being able to remain in Roxbury and remain in our house. So the number one thing is having a first floor bedroom, which I'm sure a number of you can relate to. The other thing is we have, over the years, we've been here, I don't know, 27 years. Over the years, we put in a screen porch and a deck in the back. And so I don't know, those would become non-functional if we put some structure to the west of them and behind them. The kitchen is a more practical matter, but also it is where it is. And a person who was aging and needed some help in the kitchen, not to get too morose, but a wheelchair or walker or whatever, needs a bigger space. It's a tiny alley kitchen.
Barely maneuver.
So we thought they were pretty modest requests. We're not trying to build something very much larger or out of keeping with the neighborhood or
Or the house itself.
or the house itself. In fact, the first thing we told Peter was we wanted to look like it was not added to. So that's a little bit of our
That's
thinking.
important to us.
So you have some idea, what's on our mind. Then there's the more technical stuff of the septic being in the way and the leaching field, I guess.
Yeah.
So we'll be glad to answer other questions about, what we have in mind from a personal angle. And I don't know if what I've described is hardship, but that's how we think of it.
So thank you for that. Let me finish going around from board members to make sure we've covered all their questions. I'm still hearing this echo. Julie, can you tell where it's coming from?
Yes, it looks like it's coming from Paul Herbert's phone.
Paul, could you put your...
Excuse me, I haven't heard an echo.
Yeah, well, we all hear it. Could you put your phone on mute, please?
Sure. Hold on a second.
Okay, Sue, do you have questions? Well, that didn't do.
I think Bill's questions really covered a lot of my questions and my understanding. It really does seem specifically like you don't have any options out in the back which is where we would expect things to be added on if they can be. So I don't actually think I have any questions. A lot of what Peter talked about was a lot of good clarification, basically.
Okay.
Excuse me, Paul Herbert's back. Was there still an echo?
There is.
No
Yes.
echo, right?
Yes.
There is. I've got the master control here, and even when I'm speaking, your phone is, you can see it vibrating.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't hear any. It's been quiet. I've just been listening to your conversations, and I haven't heard anything other than conversation.
We're hearing the echo from your phone. Are you on? Could you put it on mute again?
I'm going to put you on hold.
Okay.
Is he on a landline?
Oh,
I don't know.
Any better or not?
No, it's still moving.
Paul, are you on a landline?
Yes.
All right, that's the problem, I think. You can't mute yourself on a landline.
No, I can just put you on hold.
Yeah, that's not going to do it.
Do you have a cell you could call in from?
I do.
If you don't mind, because it's very hard for people to concentrate with the echo.
All right. Well, I'll have to go down and get the cell phone dial back in. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Karen, did you have more questions?
Well, maybe observations more.
Let's just stick to questions now. We'll do observations when we
Okay. Well, all right. My question then to the applicants and Peter is when you is there, can you show us a hardship that is, has to do with the property? That's not, that's directly related to the topography of the site?
There really is, I mean, as you know, you can do pretty much anything today. So there is a sloping backyard, which has a septic system in it. There is a pergola there. There is a swimming pool there. It slopes down, so it becomes an awkward sort of way to add to, or inefficient way to add to a house. There is a wetlands that I don't know if you want me to share this screen again. If I have the,
I think it'd be helpful.
if I'm, is it? Can you all see it?
Yeah.
See the plan now? There is a little pond here. It is a it's a crowded backyard, and yes, you could tear down some of this. We can regrade all of this, but what I'm also hearing is that, well, I guess what we're requesting here as this variance is you're allowing us to add this 900 or increase the footprint to 50. I mean, in the application, it said 73%, but it's 50, it'll be 56%. So we're increasing it by, what is the difference? Yeah, we're increasing it by 56%, not 25%. So you're in this, what we're looking for is if we were to not add to it laterally, we would be programmatically, it just isn't, we can't accommodate what my clients want. So maybe I'm sort of caught in between somebody that owns a very small house that basically we're talking about an existing house, 2-story house is at 1,830 square feet with a 906 square foot addition. So you're at 2,700 square feet. I know this doesn't come under that anyone really cares from your perspective in terms of your purview, but we really need to accommodate that amount of square footage to accomplish what they need to make this house function for them. So we then end up.
Can I interject something? If I get a second.
Bill?
Could you, if you don't mind? The addition looks like a very reasonable request. It looks like your best option in this property is to set the property the way it's usable and livable. So that's not really the question. So we all kind of, I look at it and say, I think you've done a good job with the drawings myself personally, based on the fact of what you're trying to accomplish here. We just have an issue with the nonconformity, and that's the only issue. I see a problem in the backyard. I see adding on in the backyard a problem because of the wetlands. I think you're going to increase your footprint towards the wetlands if you go in the backyard.
Correct.
And I see that as a bit of a problem if we're going to try to work some kind of addition to the rear of the house. So I think I'm looking at that as something to consider as part of what the problem is here. I don't know what the rest of the board is looking at. I know the kitchen is almost at the 50 mark, right? And my eyes aren't as good as they used to.
Correct.
But you've done a good job of trying to not increase the nonconformity on both side structures. It's a small house. I think, reasonably, if this was 7 feet further back, we wouldn't have this discussion, or we would have, it'd be much easier for us. So I'm looking at it and just saying, I don't think anybody here is thinking that this is not a well thought out, good plan. So I just want you to understand that where we're coming from as a board, we're just trying to look at the whole situation. So that's my take.
So let me, Julie, would you put us back into the group view again? Okay. I want to give the members of the public and in particular the abutters an opportunity to either ask questions or to make a comment. So do either of you have questions or comments?
I'm 152 North Street, Paul Herbert. I'm across the street, so I don't have a comment.
Okay.
I believe he's still considered an abutter, even though he's across the
Oh,
street.
I am considered an abutter, but I am across the street, so I would think that properties on either Mrs. Roski or who would be the other the gentleman that's on the other side, the Roxbury side of the house would be a person that you might want to talk to and see what their opinion is. I'm across the street. I don't have an opinion on this.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you for joining us, but it's fine that you don't have a question or opinion. Evan?
It's, whatever the board is going to rule on this is what the board is going to rule. As I am not, I don't have an opinion. I'm not opposed to it. It's not up to me. It's not going to affect anything that will affect my property. So it's up to the board, and the board should make a decision.
Thank you.
Can I say something?
Was that,
James,
hang on a second, Sue. Was that Evan?
That was Aaron, yes.
I haven't said anything. I'm listening in.
That's what I thought.
No,
Okay,
no.
so Aaron? Do
Yes,
you have anything, any questions or any comments?
I'm so far at the back of that lot across Judge Bridge that I'm not going to be affected by it at all. My only comment is it looks better where it is now, aesthetically. And so I'm hoping that the board will approve it, because it looks like a nice plan.
Okay.
And I don't see, although it is the rule, and it is breaking some kind of an old rule, it doesn't have any serious impact on anything. And in fact, it's a good addition. So why not let it happen? Bend the rule a bit. As far as I'm concerned, my blessings.
Okay. Now, Julia, are there any other members of the public, any other abutters on?
I'm looking real quick and I do not see anyone else.
Okay. Patrick, do you have any questions, comments?
Nope, just here to be part of the process and just to observe. So continue.
Okay, great.
Thanks
Thank
for letting
you.
me be here.
Thanks for joining us. Sue, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, it was just like a really quick question. How far away are the wetlands from the back of the property? I mean, the back of the house?
Peter? Peter?
Sorry, I muted myself. I was looking for a scale. They are, they're 30 feet on one side, and there's the other side, the wetlands, actually, if I can share for one more minute here. You can see this is a wetlands line right here, setback. Not the wetlands itself. I mean, the wetlands are way down in here, but this is the setback line, the 100-foot setback that goes right through and actually nips the existing building and the corner of what we're proposing right there. And on this side, it is, I was looking at from the, it's 30 feet. It's 10 feet away off of the proposed new addition to the wetland setback. So it's 110 feet from the wetlands there.
Thank you.
Peter, if I could ask one question, the new addition, is there a new bathroom in that, or is it an existing bathroom that's being expanded?
In the new addition, there is, I'll go to the floor plan. It's a little crude floor plan, but it'll give you an idea. Sorry. It's a new addition, the new bedroom. I'm sorry. This is the new master bedroom here. There's a bathroom, master bathroom, a laundry room, and dressing closets. And then there's an existing bathroom that's right in here. And we're leaving that off of this media room on the lower level.
Is the addition of the new bathroom going to cause a problem in terms of the fields which are already in wetlands?
No. Because we're doing an addition, the state requires that we do a B100 that shows that we have the room to put a septic system, but they don't require us to put a septic system in for this.
So the house is not zoned for a certain number of bathrooms? Or bedrooms, rather?
Yes, it is, and it has a approval for it, and you are allowed under the state health department to increase your bedroom count by up to 50, no more than 50%. And we're only adding one bedroom to this. We're not, it's a 3-bedroom house.
So I think that, well, we're going to leave our comments till we're in the regular meeting. So I will hold that. I think that, and Bill, maybe I would go back to you on this. I mean, I think your summary is right. And now we're again left with the question of what the hardship is. And the application packet has a pretty good definition of the hardship. Unfortunately, the regulations specifically say that the fact that the house is non-conforming does not constitute a hardship. So we don't have from you a hardship at this point that we can approve. So one option is to ask you to continue and to ask you to go back and restate the hardship, because we can't really give the variance without the hardship. So, Bill, that would be one approach. And do you have a different one? Because before I close the hearing, if we want to continue, then we have to make that decision before we close the hearing.
Well, and it seems as though there are kind of two hardships that we have to find, right? We have to find a hardship for adding more than 25%, as well as a hardship for being able to approve the addition.
Relocating the lateral.
Right. I don't think we have to find a hardship for the 25%. The 25% is strictly a way
for more than 25.
No, I don't think we have to do that. I don't think we have to do that. The 25% is a way to allow people without having to get a variance to.
Okay.
But I don't think it in any way limits our ability to grant a variance of whatever size we deem is appropriate. And I think that the fact that the house is small is what makes the percentage of the addition so great. If the house was 4 times bigger, the size addition wouldn't be, the percentage would be very different. So I don't think we have to justify the 25% if we want to grant it, but we do have to have a legitimate hardship for to grant the variance. So I don't know, Bill, what's your thought?
Well, my thought is, so what did we at? We're at 33%. What's the total? What's the percentage expansion? We went 18.
50. Peter, you said 53?
You said 50, but.
It's 56%. On the application, it says 76%, but it's a typo. It's 56%.
So we have, once again, I'm sorry, I apologize, but you said you had 8, what's the house currently is 1,800.
On the footprint or the habitable space?
The total square footage that we count as habitable space.
1603 is on the application.
Now that's foot.
Okay.
That's the existing coverage is 1603.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, are you asking the coverage or the habitable space? First and second floor or coverage, which would be the footprint of the
first and second floor. So that's 1,600 feet.
No, that's
Sure.
It's existing first and second floor is 1,800 and 1,830. The new addition is 906. So we're at 2,736 square feet of habitable space. The existing building coverage square footage is 1,603, and the proposed building coverage is 2,509.
Okay.
It sounds like we need an attorney. Right?
Oh, I would hate for you to have to, well, that's your decision. I can't say yes. I can't say yes or no.
But are you, I mean, if you close this meeting, you will act on this.
Correct.
We have to request the continuance, right?
You can request, my thought is to request, if you request a continuance, you go back and you look at the definition of hardship. I feel like people on this commission have given you some pretty clear clues about what that would be. And the other the other thing is you could just try to restate the hardship here. But I would want, you know, it would be good if you had benefit of relooking at the definition that's on the application packet. Because there are some pretty clear definitions of what, it can't be personal, it can't be financial. This is all state mandated. This is not Roxbury. This is from the state regulations in the court. So it can't be personal, and it can't be financial. So you could restate, we can't write the hardship for you, but if you could try to restate it tonight, or we could continue and you could take another look at those definitions. You know, the irony here is that, and I think why we're all struggling with this, is the original reason for the 25% rule was specifically this case, to try to keep, to try to allow, it came before us, in fact, a request for somebody who wanted to put a bedroom and a bathroom on the first floor, and we couldn't grant it. And from that then came the 25% rule. So exactly what the applicants are asking for is the reason the 25% rule was put into place. So what we now need to do is find a reason to grant a variance from you building it to the back. And that's what we're, go ahead, Steve.
And the additional size, we still have to.
And the lateral
It's not out
expansion.
of, not out of, as of right, to build it larger.
Right? What? Sorry.
It's not, the additional X 25% is not as of right, so we would have to approve that.
That's right. We would have to approve the addition at the size that's requested.
Yeah.
It seems to me, is there someone on, I mean, Nanette or someone on the commission, are we able to sort of talk about this a little bit more? It seems like, I mean, I don't see anything other than having, I guess, continuing this and hiring an attorney to figure out how to do it. I mean, I appreciate that you're trying to help us craft this, but I mean, the hardships are what I've presented in terms of the wetlands, the grade in the back, but the building is really the hardship. And I'm just kind of struggling with the fact that, so I don't want to waste any of your time on this, because I think.
So Peter,
Yes.
we don't, you're just gonna have to trust us that the regulations don't allow us to let you have the building as a hardship. You talked about the wetlands as a possible hardship. We don't have that anywhere in your application as a hardship. We need you to state a hardship that we can approve. And so, you know, that's the best I can do at this.
May I speak up again?
Sure.
With your permission, Peter?
Of course.
Yes, no, you're absolutely.
It seems to me that I'll ask this question. I don't know if you can answer it. Is the topographical situation such that we're too close to the wetlands a sufficient hardship?
It would be, it would be if you if you stated that as a hardship, that would be something we could consider as a legitimate hardship. Yes.
Okay, can we, In what form must we do that? Can we write that down even this evening?
Yes.
Could I
Okay.
suggest that probably for what you're asking for, you might be better amending so that you have specificity as to all of these, to what is the hardship?
I'm sorry, I
It
didn't
was hard to
understand.
hear what you just said.
I think that, as Annette pointed out, the application really should have some specificity as to the hardship. You know, the ones that come before us very often have drawings and pictures, and here's where this is, here's where that is. So you can really highlight the what you deem to be hardship.
So
Just
Are
to,
you-
to clarify,
are you gonna start to build in the next 4 weeks? You're gonna start construction in the next 4 weeks?
We don't know when we're going to start. We don't have that information yet.
Okay,
We need your approval first.
yes, right, okay, true. Karen, go ahead.
oh, well, I wanted to clarify to the applicants and as well as to Peter, the hardship runs with the land. The hardship is not, about what any individual homeowner wants. So it would be in your best interest to clearly state a hardship that is directly related to your land.
And we hear you.
Yeah, because the wetlands definitely is a big,
And
that's,
in that analysis, I would put that if you build to the back, it would impact the wetlands there, impact the wetlands there. And therefore, this is why you're trying to do it the other way.
mhm.
Well, yes.
I think, am I muted still? No.
No,
I think unfortunately, I think we need to just continue this and seek legal advice on this. That's
Peter?
my opinion. If Alan and Renee, you feel comfortable phrasing something here, but that starts setting precedents for, if you were to say we're 10 feet away from a wetlands, I think we needed legal advice.
Okay. Peter,
So-
can we have a couple of minutes of private conversation with you?
After we get off this meeting or right now?
Well, now would be fine if there's a way to do
Okay.
that.
All right.
Julie, is there a way to put them?
We can
Here's,
just,
this is my suggestion.
Okay, they would actually have to,
Could you put them, this is my thought, is that we'll continue the hearing, we'll go into our regular meeting and get our business done. And then we'll reconvene the public hearing after if we could resolve this tonight, it would be great. So,
so what we'll
Julie,
do
can
is,
you do that? Julie, can you do that?
I think
I'm
if we just mute ourselves, I'm not meaning to, oh, well, Julie, do you want to,
I can put you in the waiting room, but you guys would have to figure out how to wait to talk to each other. Or you could leave the meeting right now and just rejoin when you're ready for it to be reconvened. And that would allow you guys privacy.
Okay, I think what we also could possibly do is just mute ourselves and turn our videos off, and we'll call on the landline separately or our cell phone separately.
Okay, but we don't have that much business, so.
We'll take 2 seconds, and
All right.
If you feel like we haven't come back, continue it. We'll be right
right.
back. We'll be
Okay.
right back. We're gonna
Okay.
stay on, but turn the videos off.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
bye. Okay, so does it make sense to continue this for now, go into the regular meeting, get the minutes and all that done?
Sure.
And then,
Might as well get the meeting minutes done.
Sure.
okay, so I'm gonna, Julie, is this right? I can continue the meeting?
I'm
have a
sorry.
question. How
I
do-
was
how-
on mute
I have
myself.
a-
That's okay. I can continue the meeting, convene the regular meeting, and then go
You can
back to
convene the regular and go back. I am going to, I just want to make sure they're all muted, so I will let you
All
know
right,
when
I
they
have a-
are.
I have a question, 152 North Street. How do I know when this issue comes back online?
You don't.
You would have to wait for them to come back on.
Julie, couldn't you just turn the gentleman off and then turn him back on if he just stays there when they come back on?
I don't want to put too much on Julie's plate here. So,
I also don't want to be putting people in waiting rooms where then it's just going to be them sitting there staring at their hands.
Good.
Okay.
Jim Kelly, we haven't heard from you all night. Are you still there?
Oh,
Jim?
I think we lost him. He's not listed anymore.
Oh. Okay. All right, I'm going to continue the regular, I'm going to continue the public hearing. I'm going to convene the regular meeting. And we have to identify ourselves. Nanette Falkenberg, chair.
Bill
Karen.
Davies, member. Sorry, Karen.
Bill.
You're going first from now on. No, Bill Davies, member. We'll do alphabetical. How's that?
Okay. Karen, Karen, you're muted.
So sorry, Karen Copter, member.
Yeah, may I stay on? I'm curious about
Yes,
how this
yes.
comes up
Yes.
with the mystery of 143 North Street.
Steve,
Steve Meyer, alternate member.
Sue Scott, Sue Scott, alternate.
okay, I'm moving up Sue and Steve. And I will, we will go back to,
Unbelievable.
excuse me? Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Oh, I move to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
I will second it.
All in favor? Oh, discussion. Discussion?
Oh,
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, the other matter is the ZBA workshop. Does this work for everybody? The
Yes.
3rd of March?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Nanette, just to clarify, is that will include the new zoning regulations as well? A clarification on that?
It will focus on those, yes.
Excellent.
Oh, great. Okay, good.
Yeah, I talked to Gail about them. She had some pretty strong feelings about the issues we were talking about. So she's going to present them, as well as for the new members, go back and review some of those court cases that we've been so focused on. But it will focus on the new zoning regulations and their implications for us. Yes,
Great.
absolutely.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Absolutely. Jim? Oh, goodness.
I think he's here. I think he left.
Yeah, but he's still connected, right, Julie?
No, he's not. He's no longer connected.
Oh, it's still on the screen. Okay.
Oh, under.
He's not on my screen.
Peter is back.
Hello. I'm sorry.
Peter, are you
in?
back?
I'm back. We're back.
We're back.
Are you ready for us?
Okay. All right. Just hang on. I'm going to adjourn the regular meeting and reconvene the public hearing. Okay.
We would like to respectfully request a continuance and just be able to have a come back with basically some slight adjustments to this application and the typo that I had in there and a couple of other things. And so it's basically the same application, but with some clarity in terms
And
of.
you'll restate the hardship.
Correct. That's.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. I apologize for taking up as much as it did. I didn't anticipate this, but I should know better. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
No problem.
So I need a motion to continue the public hearing.
Oh, I move that we continue the public hearing.
Second,
I
Bill
second.
seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
I,
So at our next regular meeting in March, we will continue the public hearing and accept an amended application. Cute dog. Accept an amended application to the to case file 2021-0087.
Great.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll see you next month. Peter,
Okay.
Thank you.
Peter, just one thing. If
Thank you.
I am happy to ask the town attorney if it's appropriate for you to have a conversation with her.
That I would really appreciate that. It would
Okay.
be, it would be very helpful just to
Okay.
make sure that I'm understanding everything.
Okay.
Thank
We
you.
will check with her because that might be the easiest way to do this.
Okay. That
Okay.
that would be fabulous. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nanette, in particular. Thank you very much.
Good
Everybody.
night.
Thank you. Good night.
Is that it?
I don't know. I think are we continuing? There's more business or?
I think.
There's actually,
Was
sorry,
that
it's
the
really,
one?
there, and Nanette is gone and she did adjourn the public hearing already. I'm sorry, the regular meeting at 8:16.
Okay.
So we can take that as the finish.
Okay.
Oh, that was
And
a
we'll
great-
reconvene in March, so March 17th.
Well,
See everybody.
Okay, all
See you
right.
next month.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Right.
Good night.
Night.
Thanks.